let's just get into some makeup. And I think I'm just gonna use the colors that she used, and maybe that is bad of me, but I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go in with a base shadow because I don't want to, because I'm lazy. What I am going to do, however, and this is the same brush, BT Dubs. I'm gonna build it up in the same sort of way. I do believe it is a cream cut crease, and when I say cream, I mean she's like literally gone in and cut it. I like that sometimes. I don't know for certain that I want to do it with this. I have to be a little bit more strict with myself as it pertains to recreating looks, because I mean, I don't want to copy what she's doing, but there's a certain level of not only professionalism but also craft and artsmanship in being able to copy. Not saying that's the end goal, I'm just saying. What I'm actually going to do is kind of create a harsh line here. We have that base underneath this eyeshadow, and it's not been crescent or softened with an eyeshadow. So it's actually going to create a harsh line, which is going to be kind of difficult later on, but that was a choice that I made, so I'm gonna just deal with it. This is actually a lot more red than it is orange. However, it kind of appears orange on camera. Ooh, can you see? Get a little closer. So I've pressed the powder into the outer third, blended it, or well, patted. I haven't blended anything yet. Patted it up and over, going above my crease to create the illusion of more space. And I've just kind of let that line fizzle out and blend into the skin, in opposition to going back into my palette, reapplying the color, and having the super harsh line of color, because I already know this is going to be difficult to blend because of the NYX mixing medium that I placed underneath this. Which that is something that I forgot to mention. If you are going to use the NYX mixing medium as a base, just know that you should like dust a powder over it, so that way when your eyeshadows stick, they're not impossible to blend. Which I'm sure you all know that already. That's not a new thing. It's not something I created. Okay, not mad at it. I'm gonna re-enhance some of the red. What I like about using the NYX mixing medium is that my skin tone underneath can shine through and kind of blend with the eyeshadow color and sort of soften it. If I was of a lighter complexion, I think the red would look a lot more pungent, so to speak. Using that word creatively, I know that's not what it means. Okay, so she's got some red out there. Ew. She actually goes over the burgundy shade, I should say. Or well, she intensifies the burgundy shade, deepens it, and then blends it into this yellowy color, which I could do. What did I just say? Only using the NK makeup palettes, and I'm actually going to go in. The palette I was using earlier is the Poison Apple palette, and I was just using the red from there. I'm actually going to go into the Under the Sea palette now and just kind of go into this blue shade up top. It's a purpley shade. It's an indigo, a dusted indigo, I guess you could say. It's another one that I'm kind of wondering, like, how'd you get in here? What is your, who do you know? Are you the plus one? I feel like this shade makes even less sense than the yellow. And maybe that's my lack of imagination. All right, going in, carving. Once again, this is going to be more or less of a inspired look because, as I've said, I'm not the best at recreating to a T. Is my eye shape different? Probably. Didn't really look at the girl. You really want to be careful mixing red and purple, or even red on your eye as a whole, just because it can look bruised very fast. And this is going to look bruised at first. Like, look at how irritated that looks. She's matte. I'm okay with it though. And it's actually blending out very nicely, so that's far. Or so far, thus far. Keeping it nice and tight in the socket line, trying not to go above that bone. Not mad. This one's redder than this one, so I'll have to work on that. Going back in with this bright red shade. Only putting the color right where I want it. Dabbing and tapping. Working it in nice and easy in a V formation. Not doing the cleanest work, I must add. I'm going in with the flat of my brush. And it is a rather large shading brush. Once again, working in that outer V, using my lash line as a way to keep me grounded. Same story over here, maybe a little less considering this eye's level of pigmentation was fine. I like the way this fans out. This doesn't fan out at all. So that's a choice that I'm gonna have to make. In the photo, hers doesn't really fan out very much. Traditionally, when I do fanned out looks, I like to rely solely on me doing it intentionally and actually create that shape on purpose. But this was an accident and I'm going with it, so sorry. Now I'm actually going in with that lavender plum shade. Lavender plum, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's really more of a raspberry, and I'm applying that in the exact same area that I applied the red. Kind of using the very point or edge of my brush now. So when I initially applied the red, my brush looked like this. Now as I apply this purple shade, it's going to look more like this. Remember I said, working with these colors, you can look like you got punched in the face very quickly. Now I know I look a hot right now, but just wait. Okay, I'm gonna come in closer. So what I have going on here is very, very, very bad, very naughty, very harsh. That has to be worked out. This I'm not mad at. This is workable. This I've been doing makeup since I was 13. I'm gonna be 22 this year. And not just on myself. I see you. Anyhow, I was self-taught the whole way. So, to a certain degree, I don't want to say I don't trust myself, but I don't know everything. I don't do everything right. Do I believe in my ability? Of course. I didn't explain shit just now. Okay, so I went in with this sort of almost champagne-y pink shade. It's like a washed out strawberry milkshake. And ew, what was that? That was so weird. Anyway, it's like a washed out strawberry milkshake. That's exactly how I would describe it. Real strawberry, not artificial. And what I did was I just kind of tapped that over my brush. Initially, I applied too much, which is what you saw me doing as I was flicking some of that product away. You can tap it off. However, that doesn't remove as much as you would like. Now, traditionally in the field, you would want to do that on a napkin, not on your fingers. But I'm at home during quarantine. Anyway, so I went over the area that I had a problem with. And because I know that I didn't apply a base eyeshadow previously, I moved very cautiously and I blended above to kind of help to conceal and push away some of that product while still blending it. That is something that I struggle with. So by no means imagine me a perfect person at it. And I'm of course not done. For something like this, you would actually want to go in with a smaller brush, something a little bit more specific, something more like... You could go in with a pencil brush, but why go in with a pencil brush when you could, what is that? When you could go in with the Real Techniques lip brush. At least I believe it is. Yes, it's a lip smudge brush, whatever that means. Real Techniques 425. It's a damn good smudging brush and you get right in where you need to be. Or pencil brush, I should say. Did I want to use multiple brushes? I don't mind it. Do I want to clean multiple brushes? No. But yes, so I'm just going in and above, blending out, up and out. I'm not afraid to get on the brow bone. I just don't want to put product there because I know that's not my intention. My mom always taught me to be tactful. Okay, gonna move in closer. So you see, looks like I got beat up. But from far away, she looks normal. And I am going to go over it with a light brown shade to kind of dull down some of this purple. I just wanted to get some of that product out of my way. I'm actually gonna move in a little bit closer so we can see exactly what's going on. You can still see some of that depth there. So I'm gonna work some of that out after cleaning off my brush a little bit. I don't mind the depth. What I just don't want is for it to look like a big blob. You can also see some red there, which isn't bad. I've just applied that, but again, don't want it to look like it's just been placed there. This eye, as always, comes out moderately perfect, and then this one is like, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty happy with this. Now, again, moving in closer so you could see a more honest depiction. I'm happy with the blending. I'm gonna get rid of this purple hue that I have going on, which, again, not as bad in person, but what can you do? And this is why it pays to put in a skin toned color underneath the brow. This video is a hot mess. I am all over the place, girl. I'm actually gonna go in with this taupe color. Something muted, a little bit of this camel color. These don't have names, I'm just naming them myself. I'm in the Mocha Mix palette, my absolute favorite of this collection. And I'm just dabbing back and forth between them because I want the warmth and the yellowiness, the yellow hues to come to play. What I don't want is for it to look yellow. So that's what the taupe is coming in for. I want to do more or less concealing than I do color blocking. Now, traditionally I would have saved this for the very end, but because I can see it. And I still have to do my brows, so I don't necessarily see myself worrying about it too much, but it was on my mind. Sometimes I'll mix this cream base with the mixing medium. Sometimes I won't. It all just depends on if I'm feeling good that day. Or if I'm feeling lucky, really. So you remember when I said I know what my end goal is? I lied. Okay, sorry you guys. I had to see if I liked it. I've never, well, I shouldn't say I've never. I normally don't like all red looks on myself. I love a monochromatic look, just not usually red. But I don't hate it. It's always so hard to like anything you've done. It's like no matter what, you're not happy with it. Or well, that's how it is for me. Okay. Now to do the same thing on the other side. Or should I just finish this eye? before I do anything else, I'm just gonna clean up and around, wing this out more, or well, sharpen it rather. Which some would say is cheating. I know I used to call it cheating. But like I said, it was an accident and I ran with it. Looking at my glitter selection, what happened here? Okay, that'll be addressed some other time. Looking at the glitter selection, I don't see anything that I would really want for this look. So that brings us back to square one. I don't hate it. And that's all there is to say on that.